All right, let's check it out. What rank? I'm pretty confident on silver. What? No shot. So today we are doing VOD reviews. We're starting out with Furret. Furret was playing Mei with some sim at the end on King's Row. The rank is hidden. They said, I've been playing a ton of Mei and I'm essentially a one-trick cover. Even though I feel like I play quite well, I'm still at a below 50% win rate, and I run into games like these where I feel like I'm kind of helpless to my team. Even though it was a Mei-friendly map, actually my first time out of 60 games this season King's Row, we lost. Still lost, and I'm kind of wondering why. Watch back the replay, and I noticed I'm dying way too much, but I'd like another person's perspective. Also, I was coming with the other DPS if it matters. Calming. Also, I was calming with the other DPS if it matters. All right. Anyways, we're gonna watch the water view now. All right, here we go. Zen's playing on the left. That's a free pick. Oh my lord! Good job responding to that one. Your team literally just yoinked it. Oh, wait a minute. Chat. Doppelganger. Is he back? Is my long lost son back? Oh my god. Oh my god. No. The imposter. Alright, good wall here. Not too bad. Looks like their whole team's playing up, which isn't good for you guys. They're easy to help support their Reinhardt there. Get zapped down here a little bit. I see the attempt in the wall, but when everyone's playing up like that, you can't really... Because remember, what your wall does is separates who you're trying to pick from the team. And if you wall them in, like sometimes walling them in is good because you like contain them all. And it's pretty easy to get spam damage on them. But like if they're, if you're going for that wall every time, just make sure that the team is playing behind the Reinhardt when you go for that kill. When everyone's playing up like that, there's really no reason to wall him in because he's not going to be backing up there. And no one's trying to heal him from there either. So that's like a wall. It's essentially not getting any value. Okay, good job poking here, especially with their tank being down. Don't need to hard commit to this. Ryan comes in. Good job with the wall. I'd say blocking the Reinhardt charge. You can even use that when he pushes up a little bit. Just wall behind him just a little bit, like right snug against him. And you can just poke his shield, force him to hold that shield, and get him to waste it. Good job holding that left click on the shield. That's what I like to see there. Good job isolating the Reinhardt from the team with that vertical wall. It's looking good. Keeping your distance here. Remember, you don't need to play too close. Especially if he's holding that shield, you can just spam on that left shield. Yeah, we go down here. Yeah, with Reinhardt, I mean, unless the Reinhardt's by himself, I don't really recommend walking into him to try to get damage behind his shield. Just lay on that left click, keep your distance to make sure that if he goes for a cleave with his axe, that you're not in range of him. That's all you have to do. Lay on that left click, stun lock him there, force him to hold shield. Now remember, it's okay to freeze if you can force out trance with it. A lot of times it opens up opportunities for your team, especially when they're playing super far up like this. It's not a bad choice, especially that Reinhardt shield being down. Good job, use that ice block, nice. Your number one priority here is to live. Junkrat gets frozen. Just okay, wallet, go for the wall to cut him out. Oh, yeah, especially here. Okay, so we see that the Junkrat's probably not going to die, right? Because he's got a trance on him that whole time. What you can do in the meantime, and this might even cut off the Zen too. Okay, Zen's trancing right now. All right, coming in to heal. He's actually done right now. But what you could have done is just while he was frozen here, just throw up a little wall behind him. All right. So, for example, you can even cut him out from the trance with the wall while he's freezing like this, and you'll actually be able to kill him through the trance if the Zen isn't able to get around quick enough to stop that. And that's just a super easy way to cut off trance. Or two, let's say he doesn't die, he gets unfrozen, he's fine, but you get a wall behind him, it's going to be almost impossible for him to get around without dying in the meantime. So a wall there would have secured that kill on the Junkrat. Winston's one of those kind of tanks where you as a Mei player, you can do it. You can wall him off pretty easily here. I say the only time that I would really wall a Winston is right after he jumps. So like, let's say he jumps into your team. That's when you throw the wall up, like immediately behind that. Because then he's not going to be able to back up and he won't have jump for another like 4 seconds, which is enough time for your team to secure a kill on Winston. Outside of that, I'd probably commit more to their backline. The moment you see Winston jump over you and go in their backline, if you got an opportunity, dude, just beeline it for their backline. If they're susceptible to dying to you, go for it. That being said, especially when they're playing Winston and you're playing Mei, I definitely, with your freeze, I would wait until every time when Winston's doing this, if he's down his primal, all right, only when he's down his primal, and he jumps into your team, the moment that you see where he's jumping, throw your freeze right there. because you will freeze Winston. You guys will be able to get that kill. But if he's got Primal, he can use that Primal to get right back out of your freeze. He can just re-queue his jump and then get out. So looking forward into a Winston gameplay. We want to see that going forward. I'd use that block here. 74 health. You can go down pretty quick to a Junkrat. Go down pretty quick. Yeah, a little greedy there on the block. Make sure to use that. Your number one priority is to live first. So if you have block ready to go and you're that low, remember Junkrat's one of those heroes that annoys me so much because he can output so much damage so quickly, which makes it hard to react with your ice block. If you can't react to your ice block to the damage, essentially you don't have that as like an advantage. So that's why you want to make sure, especially if there's even just a threat of Junkrat being able to one-shot you, use that block until you're healthy enough to be able to re-engage. Okay, good job playing the payload here, living as much as possible. I love that. I love that you value your life here. Really good. Good job pushing the Ana here. Yeah, a lot of players, probably the number one thing you can learn as a player is to value your life more and play to live. Always play to live. Okay, and I'd say especially right now, again, this is the second time we've done this. We hear the Junkrat tire go off. I don't know if you have headphones available or like things that you can actually hear well on. I'm not saying that like in a mean way. I'm saying like a lot of people like play on like speakers, like play Overwatch on their speakers or play Overwatch on their iPod headphones from like 2002 that have like 2 channels on them. Or like a bandwidth of like 1,000 kilohertz or some shit. You know what I mean? It's make sure you got good audio so you can really hear how far away stuff like this is. It's really that's really crucial information, right? Because if every time you're blocking, the moment that you hear Junkrat use his ult, because you have no idea how far away it is, you're gonna be wasting your block. And a lot of times, by the time the tire gets to you, you're gonna be down your block. So make sure that you're waiting to use your block until you know where, because especially you should be able to hear how far away it is. Don't be afraid, especially if you see the Reinhardt use his charge, right? The moment you see the Reinhardt use his charge, and if they don't have anything to cleanse him, like Kiriko, throw that freeze right down on him. Doesn't get you off. Yeah. Match with the freeze right now. Great. He's got nowhere to go. Land the left click, by the way. Land the left click. All right, I need to let all Mei players know this. When you drop your freeze, all right, you should immediately be left clicking or primary fire, endothermic blaster, the targets that are freezing. 1, it slows them down, right? It slows them down more, so it makes it harder to get out. 2, it actually speeds up the freeze. I think this is just a leftover mechanic from the first one. They never addressed this. It actually speeds up the freeze. It actually makes them freeze in your blizzard faster. So if you're trying to get targets frozen quicker, make sure to always lay on that left click right after it. You're going to be doing some great damage with the endothermic anyways. It's 100 damage per second. Plus, you're going to be slowing them down. Plus, you're going to be speeding up the freeze on how quickly they freeze in your blizzard. So make sure you're primary firing the moment that you drop that freeze on somebody. Just lay on the left click. All right, good cap. Cool. Good job peeling for that Winston, though. I'll use our wall here to cut off our team so we can focus so we don't all die. We could use this. Yep, there you go. Yeah, we could use that way earlier, too. Especially when your team's like... If your team is like in a weird spot where you guys are like taking a lot of damage, you're in a bad spot, right? You're in a very open area. You don't have anywhere to fall back to. You're getting rotated on really quickly. Feel free to use a wall to give your team and you like 2-3 seconds to just like get out or rotate somewhere or something like that. You see those moments where a fair is above you, they're coming in from your left, you got someone from behind you, dude. Wall off who you can and try to rotate out and get to a safer spot. Okay. All right, so we go out to the payload. Okay, we're at 250 HP. We have two heroes there that do, I'd say, a decent amount of damage, especially but you're not even discorded, you know? You're on payload, you're not even discorded. You're not going to be taking that much damage. Use the extra time, play the payload. You want to stretch your resources out as much as you can. You want to create as much time and as much usage as you can. Using it this early, all right, denies you the opportunity to just walk to the payload. You straight up could have just walked there and just played the payload, like play cover behind them, like rotate around them when they're pushing you. Then the moment you start taking a lot of damage, cryo, and then you hold it right there. Again, like it's a good balance, right? You don't want to be greedy, but if like you're like full health, dude, and you haven't even taken any damage yet, bro, you shouldn't be going out there with the ice block. Looking good. Make sure, again, see what I'm doing, especially when you're trying to hold this like this, my eyes are darting back and forth between the center of my screen and my health. Like the entire time, I am just checking my health, checking my health, checking my health, checking my health, so I can get an idea of when I need to use these abilities. Again, we use this, bro. We're almost full health. Again, we do it again. Watch this. We're getting healed actively. We're fine. We're not taking any damage that we're not getting healed through right now, and we just use this cryo for no reason. Now would be a great time, right? Now would be a good time to have cryo, cryo, whatever you want to call it. Fuck. Dude, I've got a pretty good idea of what you're doing. I see the good attempts on the walls. You're trying to go to splitting off the team, going for the tank kills. The problem is you're doing them too early or too late, or like in just weird spots. Just like ask yourself, like I'm seeing the attempt, but your walls just aren't getting value. Like straight up, your walls rarely are getting value. I see the attempt, which is great. You're going to isolate and stuff like that, but you got to think a little bit more before you throw that wall up, right? Does this cut off this person from their team? Like legitimately. Like it's going to make it hard for them, like almost impossible for them to get healed. I'd love to go back to an example of a wall that we threw up. Great. This is actually exactly where I wanted to go. This is the exact one I was thinking of. Okay, so we throw a wall up here. All right. In my head, all right, this is what I'm thinking. Okay, you got a bunch of people here. You got your Doomfist over here. You got a Torb right here with turret. Now, I know this is probably, to me, I don't want to say this is like easy to do, but to me, this is like second nature. Like immediately I just see where to do these. And I'm only snapping because I'm saying it's like, you need to like trust your gut with these. But make sure you're getting value, right? Instead of doing a vertical wall here, I would just throw a vertical wall right here. Either up on this platform or just on the ground, either way. And what that does, it isolates the Torb with your Doomfist, okay? Cuts off all the support from their team with that Torb. And now all of a sudden, it's just Doomfist and Torb in that room. And bonus points, your wall actually freezes the turret as well. If the turret's touching your wall, it freezes it in place. So it's not able to shoot. Now all of a sudden, your Doom's able to live, and or both get the Torb as well. Get a pick on the Torb, and he's able to get out, or maybe not. But either way, you secure a kill. Like that's what I mean by like getting value with your wall. Throwing this up right here doesn't. I mean, it splits them up for like a second, but then D.Va just walks forward and they have LOS again. Like that's what I mean. It's like I'm not saying they're bad walls, and I see the attempt at what you're doing, but you need to think, how is this actually getting value on what you're doing? So I say wall usage. Obviously, we weren't getting too much value, but even more importantly, cryo, bro. We were going to contest the payload, hadn't taken any damage. Just keep an eye on your health. If you are not taking any damage, there is no reason to cryo, unless you're blocking an ability. Like unless you see something actually, like an Orisa trying to javelin you, Reinhardt's about to shatter you, you're about to get hog hooked. You see the Junkrat looking straight at you, getting ready for his mine, or you see the mine come out towards you. That's when you cryo to block abilities. But when I tell you, man, nobody's looking at you. Nobody's caring about what you're doing on payload. You have 250 HP and you cryo. It's like, well, that was a waste. Like, it's just a waste of cryo. Like, there's no reason for it. Play the card a little bit, get a feel for like how things are going. They might not even be paying attention to you. You can chill out there for a while. And then when they turn to you, that's when you cryo, right? That's when you're anticipating damage. Then you cryo. You hold that there for a little bit. And then use your wall to wall yourself up and play up there a little bit, and you just live. So that's probably why you're dying a lot. I just saw a wasted cryo between that and the tires. Just think about it a little bit more on how you're using that, and I think you'll live. You'll live much more than I'm sure you have been. So I'll say that, not too bad. Good shots, good peeling. Saw some really good stuff, like going for the supports. Saw a lot of really good stuff as far as that, like actually just being a DPS. Awesome stuff. Awesome DPS gameplay. Using Mei to her full potential, I did not see too much of that, and that's probably what you need to work on. Now that we have watched, we're going to take a guess on the rank, all right? We do not know the rank yet, so we're going to be taking a guess here real quick. A little guess. A little guessy-wessy. I don't want to sway your votes too much, but I'm going to talk about what I saw. I saw good focus on targets. Good opportunity. I saw them peeling. I saw their teams moving together for a lot of plays. I saw good attempts on walls to get some value, but not a lot of value on the walls. Cryo being used too early. The ultimates were actually pretty decent. Pretty good ultimates, though. The blizzards were pretty fresh. Saw a lot of right clicking, a lot of left clicking. Not too bad. We got value as far as DPS goes. We just weren't very survivable when we're playing probably the most survivable DPS in the game. Yeah, my guess would probably be this is silver, PC, gold, maybe low gold console. Maybe low gold console. I would say this could be high silver PC. All right, let's check it out. What rank? I'm pretty confident on silver. Although this looks like it would be gold. It looks like it's about to say gold, but gold console. It's got to be console. What? No shot. There's no shot. This is my guess. They're a DPS. Oh, this actually would make a ton of sense. They're a DPS player. Sim at the end. I didn't see any sim. They're a DPS player. They've been playing DPS for a little while. They just picked up Mei recently, and they've been playing her almost exclusively for about a week and a half. And that's where we're at. Because what I saw, again, I'll say it. I saw a lot of really good DPS stuff. This is my guess. I don't think Furret's here. Unless they are, to confirm or deny this. They're probably a plat DPS that just picked up Mei recently, loves playing her, and I'm playing her almost exclusively. I'm gonna be straight up. If you're on console, it's not a plat level. You're playing like your Mei is not at a plat level. The only reason it's not, though, in my opinion, is the usage on your abilities. That's it. But for Mei, that's her whole thing. Like, all her value is how she uses her wall, how she uses her freeze, how she uses her cryo. That's like the bulk of your value. So if you want to get her up to a plat level, figure that stuff out.